Looks like you've been added to the close friends list. Welcome to the new and improved Close Friends List podcast, your weekly dose of laughs, gossip, and really whatever pops into our mind. As you know, the close friends list is always changing and always evolving, so make sure you stay a part of ours. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts and on social media at Close Friends List Pod. We're so excited to have you as a close friend. Now, on to the episode. Welcome back to the Close Friends List, everyone. We're still your girls, Katie, Adia, and Erin. Today is a fun-filled episode, maybe, because we're talking about Momtok, y'all. Season 2 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives came out last week. We all binged it and said, let's do it for this week. So you get a quick little on-time episode, not
relevant
filmed in advance.
Emergency episode, yeah.
Emergency app. But before we get started, I have a question of the week for everybody. It's just to get us in the Utah Momtok mindset.
Mhm.
If you had a signature drink at Swig, what would it be called and what's in it? I can go first because I thought about this.
Okay, yeah.
Mine would be called either EB's Elixir or Aaron's Elixir. And it would have a base of Sprite, cranberry juice. It would have like a dash of lemon in it and a fresh lime, because I am a cranberry juice and Sprite like girly. So it would be like more refreshing, fresh moment and not like the Dr. Pepper way, but also not just like a sparkling water, because that I need the sugar of the Sprite in there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mine would be called Aries Berries.
Ooh.
So we are gonna start with a base of Sprite because it's clear and it, and then add in strawberry juice, other types of berry juice,
Little juice action.
little juice action.
I love that.
Right, yeah.
Raspberries,
Yeah,
catchy.
Aries Berries, yeah.
Raspberry is catchy.
Isn't it?
I for some reason I was like Mystic something, so like maybe like Mystic Madness.
Ooh.
But she would have to be a Diet Dr. Pepper base. Like
I know. I was
I was
like,
gonna say a Mountain Dew.
Okay, second choice would be like a Diet Mountain Dew. I think Mountain Dew gave me cavities, so we're moving on to Diet Dr. Pepper.
Did. Yeah.
you said it did.
Confirmed.
When you have double digits, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to look inward. So I feel like Diet Dr. Pepper, splash of cream, which is, I know they do that a lot, but then maybe like a strawberry juice or like a strawberry something to like go with it. So that would be it, I think.
I make that at work all the time.
I
Diet
love-
Coke with strawberry syrup.
I do
Vanilla syrup.
the coconut syrup and Diet Dr. Pepper at home.
Yeah.
But Diet Dr. Pepper's a good base.
That's
What can we
it.
say?
Yeah.
The girls
Honestly.
out there got it down, you know?
She does that. Yeah.
They do. So catch our Swig drinks eventually on the menu, people. But let's get started in this like recap discussion, opinion-based moment. First, I wanted to like just talk about the girlies, see how we like them from season 1 to season 2 and their husband, and just like what are our vibes there?
Yeah, we should mention, if you don't know what we're talking about, we do generally go over these people in our first episode. So head on back. Will Momtok survive this?
Yes.
Close friends list like number 4 or 5, and then come back,
Yes.
because we're not going to go back into it. But
I will say
initial thoughts.
the initial thoughts, too much of the husbands this season. For
100%.
Absolutely. That was the
100%.
first thing I noted on my notes like sheet, and was like, why are they here so much? It annoyed me when they started dad talk like on TikTok. But I was like, I get it. You want to make some money, you want to copy the girls, like I get it. But how Dakota was fully giving an interview
He was an
at the like thing.
Yes.
I was like, this is too much.
Yeah.
And I wrote down on my list the Dakota, because you mentioned Dakota doing the whole interview, the way he was called Taylor's baby daddy cracked me up, because it's like he could be anything.
No.
He could be Taylor's ex, he could be
Ever's dad.
Yeah. And Taylor said he will be on the show.
That's who he is.
I mean, he is, but it got me good, that one.
No, it was hilarious.
It was too much of him, too much
It
of
really
Zach.
was.
And I can overlook the dad talk on TikTok because, like, you want to promote your show,
Yeah.
like you said, make
Yeah.
fun of girls, but like
Silly.
when we're having whole segments of just them fishing and shit,
And like
come on.
talking with the
Yeah.
Yes.
confessionals, we're doing too much.
No.
I was like, I don't care at all about you. I barely care about half of these women here giving their opinions.
Yeah.
So you, a man who's just riding her tail,
Mhm.
I don't want you here, please.
Well, and I feel like that's where the Real Housewives is successful. Those men barely a screen time in
Couldn't
sight.
tell
I couldn't
you-
even tell you some of their
yeah.
names.
And those are the
Exactly.
famous ones. Like
Exactly.
those are the ones that make them rich
Exactly.
is the husbands. And you don't
Exactly.
hear out of them.
You don't know a thing about them.
No.
Exactly.
I'm like, I don't know one man on that show.
No.
I don't know.
You
one-
don't need to because
And I
they're just
don't.
making the money behind the scenes, and that's what they're here
Exactly.
for.
And even Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, their husbands are in it more than the other Real Housewives, and I think it's a Utah Mormon thing.
Yeah.
But even them have way less screen time than what we saw in season 2 of Secret Lives.
Yeah.
So something to note for the
It's too
Hulu
much.
producers.
Yeah, it's too much
Yeah.
personally for my liking.
Mhm.
Especially
Yeah.
with Zach, especially with Dakota, way too much for the both of them.
Mhm.
And it was also like it jumped in at the beginning, season or episode 1 and 2. Like it
Yeah.
was all Zach and Dakota, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This, I'm gonna have a
The
struggle finishing
redemption
the
era
rest."
that they're trying to push this
Please.
narrative.
Pushing
I'm
on
not.
it.
Can
I'm
we
not
talk about Zach if we're gonna get
accepting
into it? Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
we all think he's lying, all right? Like nobody
Yeah.
believes
knows
He
he's on
is.
camera
exactly.
now.
Okay, thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
he
Because yeah,
I saw like someone's TikTok being like, he definitely like his family, like who are wealthy, paid Hulu like to like put him in a good light, and I was like, so now your wife is spiraling,
Mhm.
but you're like, I don't know, like Jen is just me and Jen is just crying, and I'm like, I don't care what you're saying, go to your wife, she's again crying every day.
the thing for me that really solidified, because I mean, I wasn't buying it anyway, right? Like these were filmed concurrently, basically, so we
Yeah,
know
back to back,
nothing's
yeah.
changing within a month. But the thing that really like put it home for me with Zach was after I think it was the Halloween party or one of these parties, he says to her, "Well, I'm going with you to these events. Like
Yeah.
that should be enough." And it's
Yeah.
like going with somebody to an event is not the same thing as supporting them at that event. So
Yeah.
you just
Exactly.
saying,
That-
like,
he let
I'm
that
there.
slip.
Does not, yeah, exactly. And he thinks in his mind, oh, it's justified because I went with her. That doesn't mean shit. You being there is the bare minimum, really.
Yeah,
So-
him like
That was
like
like a peek
tweaking
behind the
out
mask,
at
I feel like.
the Halloween party,
Mhm.
and I was like, first of all, it's not that deep. Second of all, it's the Chippendale dancers are two husbands who are not going to touch your
know.
wife,
Yeah.
and then like a professional dancer who was hired to be there who's not going to do anything like so crazy. So I don't know what your
My
deal is.
my thing with Zach is the fact that like he is willing to make Jen look bad so that he looks good.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
that
for sure.
is insane to me because why are you going to go to a meeting with her friends
Please.
Yeah,
and make your wife look like that is
Yeah.
insane to me.
yeah,
I don't know why Jen keeps telling everyone that we're related to the Afflecks.
yes.
You know damn well
Exactly.
you and
Your family.
have been telling
Yes.
Jen that
Yep.
you're related to the Afflecks. She didn't make that
100%, yep.
shit up.
Exactly. Well, yeah, why
No.
would she make that out of thin air without somebody else putting that in her ear first from
Confirming it.
that family?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One thing if it was her family, but
Yeah.
it's his family.
She heard that from your
100%.
family, and that's
Yeah.
she
100%.
genuinely believed it. And this is the first time y'all are saying you're not related. Like, no, you're gaslighting.
Like you went
somebody
the
got a
whole of
season
season
six.
1.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You went the whole of season 1 and she was like, we're related to, the Afflecks. We're related to that. And now you're like, what do you mean, Jen? My family and me never said that. And I'm like, why are you gaslighting this girl? Like clearly because you're a gaslighter, but
Yeah.
I
It
did
was
feel
just
for her
crazy.
though, because like she's not an angel either. Let's not
No.
get that twisted.
Yeah.
But I did feel really bad when she had that pregnancy test and it was positive.
Oh,
and she's like, "What am I
girl.
gonna do?" I'm like,
Heartbreaking.
girl.
The thing is, she didn't even say what are we gonna
Heartbreaking.
do. She
Yeah.
said, "What am I gonna do?"
Yeah.
yeah.
She was
Yeah.
getting her exit plan on. She was
100%.
working on her exit strategy, and that baby
Exactly.
right back in there.
Exactly.
Honestly, I mean, I've been there before. Like, you're trying to leave your husband, but you still want to get it on. Sure, I get it. But like, damn well you don't need to be having another baby. Like that is
Literally.
that you weren't taking the precautions, knowing that.
Exactly. All I'm saying is like when Zach showed up at her Airbnb with a suitcase, like you knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that she got pregnant.
And they keep saying it's not a Band-Aid baby. It's just an accident baby. And it's like, oh no, that man planned to get you pregnant.
For sure.
For him, it was a Band-Aid baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. This was not by accident by any means. He orchestrated this entire thing.
And I mean, who's to say, because we don't really know. They look happy right now online, and
because
I hope they are.
They know
but
people are going to eat that up more.
for sure.
Yeah.
But
the backlash they got from season 1, I'm sure. Yeah, no, I would do anything I could do.
Yeah.
Fake it too. Shit. I'll make a couple TikToks.
Just a little, whoa. Yeah. Like, I'll be there.
100%.
Thoughts on her, like, so at the beginning of the season, she's like, I left you in Arizona so I could be on Momtok, and now they're not supporting me. Thoughts on that whole thing? I mean, we don't know behind the scenes if they actually do support her, right? Like, she's saying nobody texted her, and Jesse's like, I texted you 40 times.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, thoughts on that? Because I'm like, I'm kind of not buying it, because I think she feels like she wasn't supported, but I don't think they actually left her out to dry.
Yeah, I don't think they did either, just based off how supportive they were when all the Vegas stuff was happening.
Right. Yeah.
Like they especially I think with Jesse, because Jesse's been divorced before, and
almost all of them have.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
That's true.
And I just don't think there's any, like, compared to like Taylor's CMA post where she's like, no one reached out to me. Like, that's different. Like, okay, that's
too soon.
ridiculous.
We're gonna talk about.
Like that is a whole thing itself.
Yeah. But Jen being like, no one reached out to me, like, I know for a fact, like, that's
like every time.
Every
time in season 1 and season 2, we saw those girls like actually texting, actually being like, hey, like, how is it? How's everything going? In multiple situations. So I'm not convinced that they just hung her out to dry, unless like they're not showing us her fully like ruining the relationship. I know there was like also like messiness, but like unless she like fully said something ruined the relationship, and those girls are now like, okay, well, we're not friends anymore. They're reaching out still, because like even with Zach and like the people who are close to her, like saying, oh, she's going through a rough time, or Miranda being like, she's pregnant, she's depressed, blah, blah, blah. Like, they still would be like, girl, are you good? Like, we were friends before Momtok and the show. Like, are you okay?
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I don't buy all of it.
I knew Zach was lying. Immediate.
Oh, yeah.
And then with
Zach's
with you.
Zach has been lying from day one.
Don't even talk to me.
Yeah, it's too drastic of a change, because what do you mean you're in medical school and you're gonna uproot your entire family, and now all of a sudden you're taking a year off medical school? You're gonna take a year off medical school all of a sudden? If you didn't want to do that before, why are you doing it now?
And what happened in New York? Now we're in Arizona. Like, somebody didn't get into the New York school.
You did, yes,
exactly. You visited, had the like interview, and they didn't like you, so you're now in Arizona.
Yeah. Notice how there was one brief mention of the gambling money. Somebody shut that up real quick, because that was the whole
his family again.
There was just, oh, did you gamble away your medical school money? No, I never did that. Never brought up again. Nobody questions it ever again. Come on.
Well, and then he was like, Jen, tell them. And she's like, well, I never said that, but, and the girls are like, we've literally had a group conversation about this where you said that he gambled away the money you gave him.
And what we're talking about Jen and Zach, the ketamine therapy. Yeah. Please. Can we be so serious?
What?
That was crazy.
Ketamine's in the gray area of the Mormon church. Hello?
Along with soaking, drinking soda, coffee.
Please.
Yeah. But ketamine, that's wild.
That one got me. I'm like,
I mean, I try it, but yeah, that's wild.
Like, they try to justify it. It's
like the justification.
Sure, it exists.
I mean, like, it's fine. What were them getting high off of laughing gas last season? That was their
that one was
first step. That was to intro us into the crazy like
that's called a gateway drug.
No, literally.
And now they're like ketamine. Like
next, cocktail.
Oh my god. I mean, who knows? Because
maybe
they're off their hinges.
It's crazy out there. I can't. When they said that, I was gagged. I was shocked. Yeah. I really was.
I was watching it and I was like, is this for real? And they were like, okay, stick your arm out, like ready to. And I was like, okay, sure.
Because none of the housewives have done shit like this, but they also drink. And I feel like that is one thing that we have to mention. It's like they're doing all this crazy drama and they're straight sober. Like
Sober.
imagine,
Sober.
imagine
Exactly.
2 glasses of wine in these girls. It'd be over.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there was
blood on the
one time.
floor.
What was that? The Christmas party. Demi was like, "I'm having my first glass of
Right.
champagne," and just that hint of champagne in her,
Mhm.
yelling at Leanne, like, "What are we
Yeah.
talking?"
Yeah, that's
Oh my
wild. So
God.
yeah, I'd love to have one episode where they're all drink, which is interesting because I know Layla, I wouldn't even classify Layla as a Mormon. One, she's a
Yeah.
convert, and then two, she doesn't do anything that
Yeah.
follows that. I think she's more, she just needs the belonging somewhere and to have a title of being a Mormon, but I don't classify her as Mormon because she smokes weed, she does like all of that stuff. And then I remember
Yeah.
she's like 23
No, literally.
on top of that.
Yeah,
Randomly, I'll see their ages on the screen because they do it every time. But then I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God. Like randomly, it'll
I
hit.
know.
I'm like, you're
Like,
23.
what do you mean you have 2 kids and you're 23 and you're
Yeah.
divorced?
No,
and you've never
literally.
had an orgasm. What do you mean?
That hit me
Yeah.
when she was holding Taylor's baby, and Taylor was like, "Do I want him back, or do you want to give him back?" And she's like, "No, I love him." And I'm like, I keep forgetting she's an actual mother
No,
too.
she's like, yeah,
Like,
it's
I also
awesome.
forget because you never see her kids. Like, I feel like the others, you see like the backs of their head, photos on the wall, but like we never see Layla's kids. And that's fine. Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
you need to, but it's just like
kind of forget.
interesting. And she never talks about them either. So
I forget all the time. And when she does talk, it's just about the fact that she hasn't had an orgasm or
yeah.
like,
Well, we got that spoiler that she now has had one.
yes, which
So-
is great for her at 24, I guess.
Please.
Now, wild, but that's
And
crazy.
now she's not with that man. We move on.
Yeah,
And it wasn't him. That's what
yeah,
she said.
She did say that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
knew that.
Yeah, I could tell it wouldn't be him anyway.
I mean, the way, how did he pull her? You know what I mean? Like,
That's the cue.
he was not giving.
no,
Even-
Bishop's
Yeah.
son. That's why.
Mhm.
But she wasn't she like, oh, he's like not in the church anymore, but then he's really conservative. He's this, that, the other. Like he would want to be
Yeah, she was
sealed
saying
in the
she wanted to
church,
be
like all
more
this
involved
stuff.
in the church. That's what I saw her talk about on Biofiles or whatever podcast she was on. It's that he just wanted to experiment with her, but he wanted to be someone that was more involved in the church. And it's
More
like, well,
Mormon.
but she's not Mormon, so
Yeah,
well,
right.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you
There
go.
we go.
I know, because I think
There we go.
she said in season 1 she converted at like 16 or something,
Yeah.
and then by the time she
Yeah.
was divorced, she's like basically done with the church. So
Yeah.
it's like I mean, you still had experiences. Don't get me
She
wrong,
dabbled,
but
yeah. But also you're in Utah, so I feel like that's you just wanted to fit in somewhere and belong somewhere.
I think that's what she said at the beginning. She was like, all my friends were going, so I was
Yeah.
going to the church and seeing what was up.
Tucked you in. You got.
Yeah, got. Okay, let's move
Oh,
more
sorry,
quickly
other-
through these ladies.
Yeah, other first impressions, I guess, for this season. I'll go really quickly. I really liked Michaela's storyline this season. I thought it was really good and more personable and opened up to her as a person. Love Macy, always will love Macy. Love Taylor, that's my girl. Didn't care for Layla. I mean, well, whatever.
She's there.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
the vibes are there.
Yeah, she did a lot of like producing. Like I texted Aaron, like she's definitely a producer plant to like get things during the
Yeah.
pod.
I mean, her talking to Marciano. Come on.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like
Being
love
like,
the
what did
producers,
they
like,
say?
Joey
So
Taylor
you're like,
versus,
okay.
like all of that. Love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely hated Demi.
I was waiting for you to.
Yeah.
Hated Demi. Didn't care for Whitney. I think she had some redemption moments, but also she just
She
had
didn't stick
baby.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was
Honestly, Whitney was giving fake to me the whole time. Like
Yeah.
she was like, I
She
know
was-
I need to be nice
Yeah.
to get back into mom talk, so I'm gonna pretend. But then like hints of her interviews of like being like, oh well, Demi was saying this and we were talking about blah blah. I was like, I'm seeing the mean girl pop out again, sister. Don't get it twisted.
In one of her confessionals, she literally said, I need to be here to see the drama. And it's like, I will respect you for that because
You know what?
honest
Yeah.
about it.
like
yeah.
I want to be there for the drama too. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
It's like as long as
whatever.
I'm not the villain this season, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
I'm just stay quiet. so
That's
I'm not
fine
the
with me.
villain.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And she was just like with her baby every
Her baby
single
and her gay
moment they
husband.
had.
Please.
Yeah, lavender marriage there.
Oh my gosh.
And who else is there?
Jesse?
Jesse.
Jesse.
I liked Jesse at the end of the season. Beginning of the season, I thought she was doing too much of the mean goyle.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Mean girl energy there. Who else is there? Jen, we already talked about Jen.
Miranda.
I love
Miranda, thoughts on her?
Yeah.
I
She's
thought she was irrelevant to me. She was like so useless personally.
and I love that she was useless because
Yeah.
so many people were expecting her to come in and just shake the table and create waves, and she's like, I'm just gonna chill.
She just wants the coin.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
And she did that.
Mhm.
And she did that.
Honestly.
Miranda, and I hope we're finally getting past this, is like, I am so over this swinging scandal.
my
Like,
gosh,
nobody
yes.
will fucking let it go.
No.
And it's like, let's just,
And they
we
didn't
know.
even actually swing.
Yeah, right. We're
They-
calling it that, but
They
yeah.
didn't even swing.
Yeah.
They had sex
Literally
next
kiss- yeah.
to each other. They
Mhm.
made
Next to each other in the
each other
shower.
drunk. The
Mhm.
girls did. Like, they were not swinging.
I mean, they did kiss each other's husbands, but that's as far as it went.
And I'm
I
sure it was
mean-
like a peck, or whatever. Like, it
Well,
wasn't
because they were like,
anything-
they blindfolded us and we had to guess which husband.
Yeah.
I will say, I love when Taylor sat down and listed everything. And Miranda's like, I don't think we did anything weird. And
That
Taylor's like,
was
"You wanna know?"
hilarious.
In the
But yeah,
shower,
it's
in
like-
the bed.
Yeah, but it's like, I hope we are done with that in
Yeah.
season 3. Like, please, no one bring it up again because I'm over it. Like, I can't.
I'm over it too, but I feel like we're
bothered.
going to keep getting it until someone's like, yes, absolutely, we did that. And Miranda was
True.
still kind of skirting around the situation. And so Taylor still feels like she's going crazy, being like, yeah, we were swingers.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is just like, I mean, like, first thing I did was kiss.
Yeah.
First thing, and you're like,
But you did
just be
it.
honest.
Yeah, I need that storyline dead.
Yeah, it needs to be
Yeah.
burned for sure.
Any
Like, we're-
storyline, cut it out in the future seasons.
we're
I don't
done.
care. I don't care if it's the main drama. I
Yeah.
really, I don't.
Unless we see them actually swinging, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Unless a new group of swingers pop up, then
Literally.
and we can rehash it, but we're over.
Literally.
We're over it.
so funny. Okay, Slay. We'll get into. I feel like we'll get into more of like Demi talk or Demi talk like throughout because we were gonna go through like the major events that happened. And the first one I need to bring up is the backyard barbecue at Taylor's parents' house and how they were slut shaming that poor girl
In front of Dakota.
in front of literally everybody.
And Dakota's literally gaslighting
Yeah.
everybody at the table.
Yeah.
And they're all just
And they're-
leaning-
And her dad being like,
The
well,
dad,
you said
though,
this, but then you were in his bed pointing his ugly little finger. I
You were
said,
having sex with him. What did you expect? Bro, what?
like, what?
Mhm.
And then
What?
Taylor's just crying at the head of the table. And I was like, is this for real? Like, are we really watching this? And then the gag is a cover of Cry Me a River playing in the background. And I said, wow, that's too much.
And then they finally take the baby away. The girlfriend of the brother. It's like, do you want me to go take the baby? Yeah. He does
Yeah,
not
said.
need to be around this. What do you mean?
Yeah.
The baby's already heard the whole damn argument.
Yeah.
He's been here the whole time. Argument's done.
Exactly.
Dinner's ready. Like, what is going on? And Dakota's
Exactly.
like yelling at, first of all, a man to even have the audacity to yell and argue with you in front of your parents.
Please. He's too comfortable.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's
The
because
way-
the
bad
man
way.
is obsessed with him and like she's in love with him.
Yes.
So she's like, oh, Dakota, you're here. And you're like, bitch, what? Like that man
what I'm
has treated your daughter so poorly and has like hurt her time and time again. And yet you're like, oh, I invited Dakota. Hope you don't mind. And
because it's the Mormon way. They're not
Mormon way.
even married.
they're not married. She has an ex-husband. So why aren't you saying that about what's his
Yeah.
name? Tate or something.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we talking about?
This was the first, I mean, it's all throughout, right? But like, this is the first real like trad wife misogyny moment where you're
yeah.
like, I
Yes.
forget that other people live in
Yeah.
a world where like that is like really the norm, I guess.
Mhm.
Like, I could not imagine having like that happening to me and my parents being like, make it work with him or like whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever. But that's the Mormon, that's the misogyny, that's the trad wife of it all. Where
Yeah.
it's
the
like,
most Mormon thing.
you just have to lay down and take it, basically, is
Yeah.
what they were telling
Yeah.
her. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we broke up for a reason. We're clearly not compatible.
They shouldn't even
You guys clearly are telling us to stay
exactly.
separate, yet you keep
Exactly.
inviting Dakota to things and you keep being like, well, you need to go to therapy and make it work. And Taylor's like, I'm in therapy. I'm crying. Like, I'm on the couch. There are cameras here. You can see.
Because
but Dakota's not working with it.
you're talking about him being invited to everything. I was just thinking about how Scott Disick showed up to everything for like 15 years because like he is the father of Courtney's children, but it's so different. Nobody's yelling at them to get back together. Nobody's yelling at her to make it work. I mean, it's just such a different
and
like
they were blaming her for it. Like that's what got me is that they were blaming her. Like Dakota wasn't a whole narcissist. Like,
exactly. I mean, he's one of the only husbands that is part of the interview like situation. So clearly,
literally,
he feels some type of way that he is going to be there. So
it was too much. It was, I hate looking at his eyes. There's nothing behind them.
They're looking at his whole.
They both have crazy eyes though, because Taylor came on the screen and Scott was like, "Oh my god." But Dakota has where you're like,
it's like the Cyrus meme. I don't like it.
Give her blue contacts or brown contacts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Way too much, but yeah, that was a horrible scene.
I couldn't wait for that to be over.
I know. I was like, this please end right now.
I wish I could have watched the whole season in 2 times speed. That's what would have made this better for me. They talk fast, but not enough. We're 40 minutes for an argument. Let's move on.
They had that Utah talk too, like to talk about.
Okay, so the Halloween party that happened was at Jesse's house.
Cinema.
Okay,
honestly,
write down why do the cops show up every season? But you know, it's a Salt Lake thing because the cops showed up to Real Housewives too. So it's like
any type of disturbance, they're like, this is not.
They're like, 100%. Well, it was like a wealthy neighborhood. Like we saw the outside that like cul-de-sac of the houses, and so like they were probably just like,
yeah,
absolutely. They were just like, oh, what's happening? I hear voices, ring, ring, ring. Like
people outside.
They're not afraid to call the cops.
Yeah, I loved the episode. I loved that they barely did any cuts with like Chase arguing with everyone.
Please.
I loved Miranda keeping her claws on.
Yeah.
Get out!
I know, she was like,
and Aspen just
you need to leave.
Oh, the Aspen Ogard of it all. Oh,
and she's on podcast being like, yeah, that Halloween party I was kissing girls after. I'm like, who is she hooking up with from that party?
I'm like, who that in the bed?
No, that's what I was doing too. I'm like, hey, Aspen girl, like, who are you talking to?
Figure out who she hooked up with.
People are thinking it's Taylor, but
I could see that
because they were hanging out. I mean, that doesn't mean anything because we only saw a cut of the episode or of the party, but
I could see that. But Chase being an absolute dick was just like,
and Dakota just like believing him.
Oh,
you don't even know that man.
You don't know that man.
You don't know that man.
You literally don't know that man. And Taylor's telling you straight up, you're gonna believe him over me. Okay.
He says he's like, I can see you looked away or something, like I can tell you're lying. And then literally 2 seconds later, he's like, well, Taylor, what did you? And you're like, hello, you were just saying this man is lying to you. And now you're like, well, actually, Taylor, he has some good points.
Yeah.
Taylor was so valid in that crash out of being like,
100%.
He can believe him all he wants, but talk to me at home about it. Like, don't be entertaining it in the moment. Like that was so like, you fight at home, but the way that he's just straight up.
I feel bad for his girlfriend. That's probably the only person I feel bad for.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, she's
a bystander.
She's a bystander, and she sees all her Eskimo sisters there.
Yeah,
like
Layla too.
Yeah. Everyone slept with her boyfriend.
When they did the like little chart of like, okay, well they were there with this and there, and he's kissed him, and you're just like,
God strong because the way I would crash out, there was 4, 3. Yeah. Who even knows? Other girls probably hooked up there.
That's what I'm saying.
That hooked up
his ex-wife, like an ex hookup. Like
if I was in a room with Scott's ex-wife plus 2 other women that he hooked up with, I would lose my fucking mind.
Crash out, yeah.
And he's fighting with them and not talking. Oh my God. I would. The way the cops would have been called way earlier.
It would have been it would have been from within.
Yes, it would have. Yeah, no, I can't do that. We have to. I think this is a good segue into the Demi of it all.
Yeah,
Demi.
Yeah,
lying out her ass.
It was crazy.
He pushed me. He put his hand. No. He was like hands on me.
She was like, Brett, you need to go talk to Chase because he put his hands on me. And I was like, and then Brett obviously put his hands on you is so different than what he like tapped you like
thing I've ever to see like a white woman accusation in real time was
exactly
insane because I'm like, I'm squinting. I'm like,
No, I was like, wait, I can't see. Like,
I don't see what.
Even the people who were next to her were like, did he actually touch you, or was it like, I thought it was just kind of like a poke, but like a soft, like, and they were like, he put his hands on me, and I was like, and then so Brett goes out there, Jordan follows along.
That was take accountability. Take accountability.
So the thing that I am embarrassed about is, in the moment, I was on Brett's side. He has limited info, right?
Brett didn't know.
Absolutely.
He ran outside thinking, you know, he has no idea. Like you said, it's this accusation.
Absolutely.
As the season went on, I'm like, Brett, I can't keep saying,
No,
I can't keep
It's so for real.
You've seen the clip.
Yeah. Well, that and then like everything else that happens with him.
Yeah.
But like up until that point, I'm like, okay, I can overlook it. Cause like he is hot and he's like, I love a little older man moment for her. But then it's like the more the season kept going, I'm like, okay, I can't keep forgiving him because he's, I mean,
we can't.
that one I'm overlooking because he didn't have all the info.
Yeah,
like
but the thing is,
he hears that and he sees red. So it's like,
she did that on purpose.
What she was doing when she
absolutely.
amplified it to that effect.
100%.
And honestly, that should have been our first clue of Demi will be the villain this season.
Yeah.
Like, because she was overplaying a tiny, minuscule moment, and then was like, well, she stood 10 toes down. She was like,
that was the crazy thing.
He put his hand, he pushed me. He and you're like,
literally put a hand on me.
Yeah.
Like,
his hand was on me at one point.
Yes. And I didn't want it. So that's why I was wrong.
It is
so,
crazy that she never like did anything. Like she just kept on rolling.
No,
she's like,
she probably really thinks that he like fully put his hand on her.
Yeah, like a rag
and
doll.
I was like, what?
That's so crazy. Yeah, that was truly. I'm like, okay, so this is the type of woman you are. Got it.
Yeah. I still like after that. I still had the tiniest bit of hope, but I already knew that like she was gonna be like
weird situation. Like, okay, maybe
that was like episode 2.
Going to, you're like, bro,
yeah,
girl, I need you to,
Demi, come on, sister.
Yeah, I had high hopes for Demi in this season, and that was probably the biggest letdown I think of character development I've like ever seen on.
Well, her character developed. It just went.
She literally developed into a villain.
Well,
like
it's funny.
Yeah.
So if we're getting into it a little, like she ends up saying at some point, like, "Well, I was a fan favorite. Of course, I want more money. Whatever."
Yes, in New Orleans.
And I was thinking, I'm like, I mean, I remember at the end of season 1 liking her, but not that much. Like she was like middle of the pack. Like she wasn't a villain, but she was like, I liked Taylor more. I liked Michaela more.
Her standout
like,
was having that argument with Whitney in the closet.
Exactly. Yes, and I, but
and people liked that, but I think also people really liked Demi and Jesse as a duo, and so it was like.
That's what I wrote down when she's like, I was a fan favorite. I literally wrote down, I couldn't even tell you and Jesse apart after at the end of season 1. I still couldn't even tell them apart. I can now, but like at the end of season 1, I'm like, they were together all the time. They look exactly the same to me. So yeah, you were like sort of a fan favorite, but you were not like the fan favorite. You like push Taylor out, but Loki girl, she's the realest one on this show.
That's what I'm saying.
Like she's never.
I was like, Taylor has never lied to us about who she is. If she's messy, drama. Exactly. Like at least she's honest about it. She'll be messy, but she'll be honest about it. Like at the end, I know we're skipping a lot, but at the end during the like mom talk, like final the final meeting to decide who is going to be in or out, like she was like, okay, well, let me list it out. You did this, you did that, like you did this to her, you did that to her. And I was like, yes, Taylor, keep those receipts. Like and also like Taylor never being like, yeah, Layla showed me this, Layla told me that. I was like, I love that, because even though Layla didn't stick up for you, you're still keeping like exactly.
That's
right. Okay, love that.
Well, and Demi was like holding weird things against people, like just like random things. Like, Taylor apologized for the CMA thing, and Demi's like, I don't care. Like, okay, well, she's trying, so why are you being about it now? Like, why are you whatever? All the little things.
Her throwing her friend under the bus of Jesse being like, if you're gonna be on the show, like, I need more money. Like, girl, what?
I can't believe Jesse forgave her for sending someone away from her business. Like that someone like, girl, yes, she's a millionaire and she's doing well, but when your own best friend won't even say
endorse you,
go to my salon, okay.
And it's not even that she was like, I haven't been to Jay-Z's salon, so I don't know. She was like, don't go there.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to me.
Exactly. But
Way
still,
too
she's
nice
like,
to look
Jesse,
at.
curl my hair. Jesse, put these
Yeah.
extensions in. You're like, so you're using her, but you're not sending people her way. Like, come on.
Fake.
Yeah, that was rough. I'm like, Jessie girl, like that
She's
was
too
you're
forgiving.
too yeah, that was too nice of you because
Yeah. But I'm glad that like Jesse started to see it like towards the end, like episodes 8, 9, and 10. I was like, okay, good. And then Taylor being an icon, giving her that Jay-Z PR package.
Oh, God.
I screamed at my television.
I loved that.
Oh, I that was
gosh.
amazing.
And she
That
gets
was
upset
everything.
that it's like you gave like other people just like petty stuff all season. Like even the comments that she would make when Miranda first came to that influencer event, and she was like, "So did you guys kiss?" Like, girl, who says that? Like,
outright.
So like, let me get it straight. What did you guys actually do? Like, why is
Well,
it
they're sitting at this like
Yes.
massive event. Well,
knowing
not
that
massive,
they
but like a
haven't
big
talked
event.
in forever? Like, that's the first time they've seen each other in like years.
They're like, Miranda, go sit by Taylor. Also, did y'all kiss? Like,
just
talking about.
messy boots all season. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
I love that she did end up opening that gift though, because
Oh yeah.
somebody was like, "You should open it," and she's like,
Producer?
Yeah,
"No, literally, Layla." I think it was Layla who's like, "You
I
should."
think it was.
Yeah. Taylor's mom coming though. Leanne,
I know.
girl,
I
you
know.
That was
you already called
crazy.
Whitney for the baby shower, so for you to pull, not even
Yeah.
call, you pulled up
Yeah.
to the location. To
It's like
the event.
it's she just wants to be Taylor, and like
Oh,
she was saying, Demi, you just want to be Taylor. No, girl, you want to be Taylor.
Turn
You got
the
your
mirror around.
face done. You love Dakota, and you're going to these parties to fight Taylor's battle when she can do that clearly herself. But her like, well, I just want to talk, and you're just like, okay, about what, sister? Like, you're a mother. Go home. Like, this is
Go
not
your
between
greatness.
you.
Yeah, but what got me with Leanne was her cry tour. Instead of just leaving,
Yes.
like she should have. She goes.
She's like,
goodbye. She's sobbing and hugging and saying goodbye to every single person in there. She's like, I know. Like, girl, if you
and then people
get
are
your
like
ass
slowly
in the car,
walking her out.
go. You already were crying on the couch, and now you're doing a whole like reunion tour with everyone. Just
Yeah.
go. Why are you here? Crazy.
It was crazy.
It was wild of her to show up. Like, just their faces, but they're like, "Leanne."
Yeah.
Hello.
They did not know that was coming.
100%.
No. Layla didn't tell them.
Yeah, exactly. That heads up.
Messy. But yeah, that
That
was a
was
good
funny.
event. Christmas party. I will say, as much as I didn't like Demi, she looked great.
Please.
Like, I hated
Stunning
it.
in the stunning, but I was like, wow,
The hair, like it was
Uh-huh.
such a look. And it was,
everything.
yeah.
Who was it? I think it was Michaela who was like, "You look so different. Like you don't look like yourself."
I think
she
she was
was
like
like,
lipstick because it's like
yeah.
really they usually do like gloss or whatever, but then
It was
red
the
lip
like, it was the
Anything,
not middle
hair.
part, the
Mhm.
not middle part, the
Yeah.
like lipstick, and I was just like, you
The
don't
red
have to keep
coat,
repeating
too.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
did.
didn't though, because it took me a second. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, she looks
She was like, you literally don't look the same.
now. If you
Yeah.
guys have seen like previous
Mhm.
pictures of her,
I think the veneers do a lot of work
the
to make her
veneers
look
and
different.
the lips made
Because
her.
when I like
yeah.
cover the bottom half of her face, it still looks like
Yeah,
her.
yeah,
But then
yeah.
like it's the veneers that make her look so different.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. What other big events?
Let's
anything
see.
else?
We skipped over. We went to Christmas, but like
Yeah.
Friendsgiving. So the Friendsgiving that Layla had. First of all, let's talk about the good of it. The Great Mormon Bake Off. Like that was funny.
I loved the idea. I loved that Whitney brought it up. It was fun. I don't understand the beef Michaela has with Whitney. Maybe they're just not showing something, but I don't know why she's writing so hard on her beef with Whitney that she had to bake 3
Well,
different items. Like
yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
excessive.
A sourdough
The
and
vibe that she just wanted
Yeah.
to win. And I know they like in confessionals made it seem like it was Whitney based, but I think she
Yeah.
just wanted to win in general. But I think before the show even started, they were like Macy Michaela. Like
Yeah.
they were tight like that. And whatever happened between them, I mean, she's just like,
Yeah.
that's it. No, we're not friends anymore. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've kind of been there with people where you're like, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
like but I think they were really, really, because with some of these other beefs, like I don't think Taylor and Demi have ever been close. So it's like, okay, they might make up, but
been
it's like
jealous of her the whole time.
exactly. And if
Exactly.
they make up, I'm not going to be surprised because it's like we're acquaintances for the show. But I think whatever happened between Michaela and Whitney went deeper. Like they were like truly like like
They
that,
had
you
to
know?
have been because she's like honestly like does not like that
Because
woman.
even like I guess something similar would be like Taylor and Miranda, although they're civil, I guess, but like they're way deeper, I feel like too. So I don't know.
Yeah, they were kissing each other. So, but yeah, I did like the Thanksgiving. I mean, it wasn't like a big moment for me. I did like the Bake Off portion.
That's on Whitney's husband's like testimonial moment. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, it was when Taylor was sobbing and then Whitney's husband like was like, I know it's not exactly the same thing, but like I went through this. And I was like,
grinder, sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like I understand it's like you're trying to reach out. So I was like, okay, I'll give him the, you know, like benefit of the doubt, like trying to make her feel better. And then Brett like saying his like affirming words. I was like, okay. But also I was like, this is weird. But I was like, I know they just want content from Taylor because she's crying right now.
I just felt like out of pocket a little bit because like I know he was trying to bridge, like you said, like it's not the same situation, but like a similar one. But it's like,
well, yeah, because it was
man
like,
have to say it. Like why? Like, and I know it's because Taylor
because
also
none of the girlies want to say.
But well, yeah, exactly. But I'm like, why is he gonna change her mind? Like, what about him is gonna change her mind about Dakota? You know, kind of weird.
Yeah,
just felt
I
like
really don't know.
God. I don't remember much else. I feel like there wasn't as much drama, which is fine. You know, it doesn't need to be a drama.
Yeah, I think that was like the one event that like didn't have drama. It was just like kind of a more of a healing moment, and then they went into the Saints and Sinners party, and that.
Oh, Taylor showing up with those giant wings.
It was iconic of her though. I loved it. Because
There was also like in an angel one and not the sinners one. I was like, okay, girl,
like,
let's
Taylor
go.
Also wings. I'm like, you know, if somebody needed to do it, like
she should.
And then
Demi was like, I know I'm about to have a fight with Demi, so it's like, why not be extra?
Can we talk about the invite to do a vote like it's American Idol on who stays and who's in
need
and
to
who's
talk
out.
about it because that shit was fun. I was like, why are we even doing this? First of all, this is a Hulu produced show. They can decide who's going to be on the cast. You don't need to. And them who's going to be in Momtok. Like they literally admitted, when's the last time we made a video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what are you voting on?
The other thing I'm over, so we talked about the swinging scandal. I'm over them just referring to everything as mom talk. Just call it your friend group and let's move on. Like it's not mom talk anymore.
No.
Like and
well, no, it's
other things.
It's because it like
because you're not doing that either.
That's the one. Yeah. It's because it's not a friend group. It's a business. Okay, it is Mom Talk. So it's like they kept being like, Mom Talk's not just a business. It's a sisterhood. It's supposed to be women empowering women. I was like, first of all, where in season 1 through season 2 have you been empowering women? When have you guys like liked all of each other at one single time? And when like that's why I was like so gagged that they were all kind of against Taylor for the CMA post because I was like, I understand like texted her whatever, but again, Mom Talk is a social media business, so you're supposed to like engage with each other on social media. I understand that
girl,
I understand that exactly. I see your kids playing in the background, you're texting, you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok. Like that is what made me so like mad at the whole like all of those girls because I was like, Mom Talk is a business. It's a social media business that you started to like make money on socials. So like obviously she's upset like, that you didn't
Taylor posted like,
and, like say
less
stuff.
than 24 hours later. Like at what point like what's the time frame here? Like I know the girls are on their phones. Like let's not get that twisted. They're definitely like they're on them, but like do we think Taylor even gave them enough time to like attempt to comment? You know what I mean?
She did because I watched that in real time.
Me too. That's what I'm saying.
Same. Yeah.
Immediate
you
that
she's the CMA post and the next story was her being like, no one.
It was like the next afternoon, definitely. But I was like, all these girls said that they liked the post, so they could have just
that's true.
Comment, wow, so cool, proud, heart, you know, like something.
That's
But
true.
I was
I
like,
was wondering because watching it in real time, I remember
it was
thinking,
crazy. Yeah.
this cannot be what she's mad about. But
Yeah.
then I'm like, what time frame? Like, but yeah, the business of it all is kind of weird because, like,
But I was like,
it
if
is a
you guys are
weekend. What if they
actually
come
like,
on Monday? Whatever. I don't know.
if
It's
you
weird.
guys are actually sisters and friends, like,
That's true.
then the just personal text is fine. But I was like, you're not. Let's stop pretending like you are. I mean, some of you might be, but I was like, let's not pretend the whole group is a full sisterhood. You guys are a business, and your business is to empower women, quote unquote, and make TikToks together and make money. So
That was so wild. I like
it really was.
because what's the bar then too?
Yeah.
Every single Instagram post I'm putting out, or like,
Yeah.
And
what
how
is the
it's
threshold?
forced.
Like, okay, yes, I was on a red carpet, but
Mhm.
okay, what if I go to Vanderpump Villa? Am I like, is that enough to comment on? Like, that's not as big as
Exactly.
the CMAs, but like, I don't know. But I guess whatever. I mean, they built up their brand, so they must have like a threshold because they've been in this game for years between them. So, but that was my thing. I'm like, I don't know if you even
Demi
gave them enough
asking
time, but
Layla how much she got paid for a brand deal, and then
Oh yeah.
Demi going on the Vile Files being like, I've never met anyone less affected by fame. Demi, like, she just like she doesn't even care about any of that. Why is she asking Layla how much she's getting paid then?
She's asking everybody like privately, being like, so because
She's
she again
clocking
wants to
other
make the
people's
most.
pockets, and I
I'm glad
don't
Yeah.
like that.
Layla mentioned that though, because like,
Yeah.
nobody else really mentioned it in the same way, I guess, because they talked
Yeah.
about the contracts a little bit, but like,
Yeah.
Layla was like, why did she just text me asking how much I'm
Yeah,
making
because
on
she
this?
probably
Like,
views Layla as someone that should not be making brand deals.
Right.
as
Oh,
much
for
as
sure.
So if
She
Layla
wants to be-
made more money than she did, she probably would have picked a bow with Layla next.
For sure.
Yeah. So, and I love that the producers put her all the way in the back for all the
Me
promo
too.
photos because that's
Yeah.
what she deserves.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what
Correct.
Mm-mm-mm.
Correct. New Orleans. So the first thing was the heartbreaking like pregnancy roulette. Like
Oh my
how
God.
that
Again-
was one part where I was like, your friend just sobbed to you, telling you that your friend, quote unquote,
Your coworker.
has been having infertility issues. And then Layla, the producer point, is like,
Yeah.
I just have like I'm late, so what we're gonna do is a pregnancy roulette. And I was like, you guys are all so shady for making her do that. And I was like, I know Demi could have been like, you know what, I'm gonna like sit this one out, like not gonna do that. But it's a business. So she
many-
had to be
There were just so many things that could have been done differently though.
Yeah.
Because
literally.
okay, it's a business, but 1 out of 8 sitting out, I don't care, right? Like,
Yeah.
I can overlook Demi not being in that video or whatever. On the
Yeah.
flip side, Macy and Michaela, who don't want to tell anyone they're pregnant, why did y'all pee on that stick?
Knowing
Why?
it would be
Put
positive.
some water on it and move
That's right,
on.
exactly. So
Yeah.
there's like layers to like what went wrong at this event
Yeah.
because there could have been, and yes, like they want the drama of like,
Of
somebody's
course.
pregnant, but like,
Yeah. But
at
even
what point?
Layla just saying, I don't know any person who's been late that knows they need to take a pregnancy test, be that chill. Especially with someone that they're not married to. Like, and if I'm taking a pregnancy test, I'm like shaking. Like,
You're like, no,
let me go
yeah.
buy 6 other ones so I can go
Yeah.
out with the girls. Like, fuck that. I need to take this test in the store.
ASAP.
Y'all got
ASAP.
in the back. Like, I don't care.
Literally.
I'm not gonna go be like, hey guys, I'm late, so let's all take a test. No,
yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely not.
yeah.
No.
There were 100 ways that could have been different because
So many.
they could have even still done it again if Demi would have sat out. Then the 2 girls pregnant, who cares, right?
Yeah.
Like, or vice versa. They're
Yeah.
using water instead of pee. Great. Like,
Yeah.
now nobody's pregnant, and it was still fun.
Yeah.
You know that we did it.
A fun TikTok you could have posted, but
Exactly.
now
Because now, where's that
Now
TikTok? The draft.
it's dead in the water.
Yeah.
Like she was
obvious
sobbing, and then someone asked, I can't remember who it was, but like, are you actually okay? She's fucking sobbing, and she's been
Yeah.
having infertility issues and like for years. And you guys were like, let's do a pregnancy roulette. Like,
And they're like, if it's you, fess up. Okay, no.
I
Just
love
like
that
tell
Macy
her
and-
now.
Yeah, I love that Macy and Michaela were like, I'm not saying anything because it is like now they're gonna shame me basically.
Literally be like,
Like,
how
that's
dare
like
you?
wrong.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
That was so messy.
That was
Yeah,
that was rough.
That really was.
It was so late
trying to think.
that I saw some clips of it before, and I'm like, they did not do that to this girl.
I know. And I was like waiting for
no
it because
matter
I saw her like crying
Yeah.
over it.
No matter how much of
But
a
then-
villain she is, that's still torture.
Yeah,
like
that's-
that's
yeah.
so, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, when your
Exactly.
husband's 50, those are the things you have to deal with, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's all I
Yeah.
gotta say.
I mean, there you go. I forgot about this because this was brought up earlier. Why were there so many truth boxes? I understand they want the drama, but like
that was
everything they were like a truth box, and you're like,
Great.
They were
Again,
trying too much to get along, and the producers were like, "We're not having it."
mm-mm.
We're
so
yeah.
Layla,
Mhm.
bring out the box.
Yeah, exactly.
I think one of them did.
Layla,
I think the
you know
first
you
time
have
it was
to
like
do.
Jesse bringing it out at Macy's like book, like telling them she got a book deal. Like they're like, okay, now a truth.
Like,
You're like,
what? Why are we
We're here for a
like,
dinner.
back in the day, like Ask FM? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, posted
Yeah.
honestly, or the TBH that you're like,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
TBH, like,
The Momtok meeting.
I think that was such a joke.
It was a joke.
Such a joke.
Did someone tell them to do that? Because if they did,
They had
it
to have.
was
They had
crazy.
to, because what do you mean, Demi? You're gonna sit across from the lady that started Mom Talk and be like,
yeah,
"If you're in, I'm out." She said, "There's the door,"
yeah.
There's the door, bye.
and you're gonna think people are gonna
Well,
stick
'cause-
up for you?
And you know, Taylor's so right for that because why should she leave?
No.
I'm not mad at you. You
No.
can be mad at me all day long.
She's like, I don't give a shit about you.
She's like, I'm making my money. You're asking for my money. I don't care. Like, here we are.
Guess who will be back next season? Trying to get in everybody's good graces.
Exactly. Exactly. And now she buddies up with Whitney. What
Please.
the fake?
No, literally. I saw them do like 2 TikToks together. I was like, disgusting.
It's
But
so-
I mean, birds of a feather, you know, like,
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
gosh, it was so funny.
Because after season 1, everyone starts self-producing, right? They all try to make themselves. So it'll be interesting to see as it continues if they feel more like
Mm-hmm.
less produce for themselves.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like with Zach, he's the main example,
Oh,
but
yeah.
everybody does it a little bit because they know they're being
Mhm.
recorded, but
Yeah.
and they know the public's perception of them. So,
Mhm.
and on a cliffhanger, is that the last thing you
I
want
think so.
Yeah. Part 2 comes out, I heard in like September or
I heard that
something.
too.
Oh, thank God, because this was too long of a wait.
Yeah. Well, now that so Jesse and I think it was Jesse and Layla, I think. Everyone has been going on Biophiles for the last couple of weeks, but they went on and they mentioned that last season, Demi was like, let's do something big for the finale. I'm gonna act like I'm talking to Dakota to like stir the pot.
Yep.
And we'll do something like fishy or whatever, and that'll be like the end of the season. So the fact that like this cliffhanger was like Jesse actually did something with Marciano,
Mm-hmm.
orchestrated 100%, because the way we saw those clips of Marciano and Demi, but there's no clips of Marciano and Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sus. On top of that, Demi posted on her social media about like, again, we saw how she said he put his hands on me.
Yeah.
She goes online to say like Marciano sexually assaulted me, and sexual assault's not funny. It's a serious thing. That's like, after seeing what she did about the he put his hands on me, it's like, okay, I'm taking what you're saying with a grain of salt.
Right. Are you calling the kiss
Yeah.
that we all saw
That
on
we
television? Is
all
that what you're referring
saw.
to?
Is that it? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
come on now. Like, let's, and if Brett's going to do that for something that he didn't see, he's going to see this with Marciano. So why is Brett not like all up in arms about that?
The thing, because I totally agree that it's orchestrated because Marciano's here for a check. Like,
Oh,
let's
we
not-
saw that when
Absolutely.
Layla.
Exactly.
Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
So like has a reason to lie. Let's
Yeah.
get it out there. But the thing that's weird to me is like Jesse's been acting weird on podcasts. Like she's not wearing her ring. Like people are asking her, is your husband someone you would want your daughter to marry? And she's saying no. It's like something is weird there. And I don't know if it's Marciano related or obviously it's been like 6 months since it could be anything. But I'm like, that is what's weird to me because I definitely am believing that it's orchestrated. I don't believe they hooked up. I don't believe, honestly, I don't even, because the only thing that came out is what, like was it a confessional or something, or like a post was like somebody saw Jesse making out with him in public. But again, somebody said it. She looks just like Demi. Like, okay, so
exactly. They were like, it was like I saw Jesse and Marciano at Tom Tom's, like
so
kissing.
I don't know. Like, I don't really believe it's Jesse, but something's happening with Jesse.
Also,
but
Jesse has a real job. Like,
well,
she
exactly.
actually is like doing.
She's
like,
actually busy.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I love Jesse's been really active online. Like people are putting crazy. Someone put a video up that was like, these extensions are not it. And Jesse was like, thanks. Just random stuff like that. And so she commented on one saying, well, how come Demi and Brett asked me for $10,000 pay my their bills? I'm like, that's what I want to know. Like,
that's the real tea.
Give us the actual tea, sister.
Yeah, exactly. Like Jesse, well, and at the end of the season, before the whole Marciano thing happened, everybody's like, Demi, I have tea on you, but it's like, someone just fucking say it. Like,
literally
stop telling me that you have tea or secrets about Demi and just say it, because you're all afraid of her for what? Like, she's not gonna do anything. I don't know.
I mean, she's like mean.
Yeah,
and she'll like yell at you, but like,
but if your accusations are based in truth, I mean, they will come out. She's the one who said it. The truth will reveal itself. So I would love to know. I think Marciano's lying, but I wish, I can't wait until that cliffhanger is over so that way we can get some tea.
I know.
And I think Jessie is also a smart businesswoman, and she knows like if she leans into the cliffhanger by like not wearing her ring, you know, like it's gonna get more like, you know,
interest in
more interesting.
Her page and maybe promo that she's posted in the past.
Exactly. I mean, I would do the same thing too. I mean, when Alex and I were getting divorced, I was like, do you want to go on divorce court just to make some money?
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, and I was like,
I do remember that.
Like, we can really make it like messy.
Up this, come on.
You know? So like, I mean, if I would do that with my ex-husband, I feel like she would do that with her husband for sure.
They do seem pretty stable out of all of them. Like, I do think he's crazy for sure, but they seem pretty on par with each other. Yeah.
That was wild. He really popped up out of nowhere.
He was so silent the rest of the time, and that was like,
like, okay, bro. Chase was like, what the hell?
And he's shirtless with a little tie on. Just like,
it's so fitting that they went as Justin and Haley.
I know.
So
the other, because now I'm thinking about her husband. She just looks so much older than him. I need her to like tone it down a little. Jessie.
Oh yeah.
Like
Jessie does look so much older than all of them.
Literally
looks
45.
Surgery done. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you guys are cute together for the most part, but like, let's tone it down.
Yeah.
Or something. I think it's her eyelashes. Because Macy's her eyelash extensions look amazing, but Jessie's are always like a little too thick for her.
Yeah, they are a lot. I mean, yeah, she's got to showcase, I guess, the product.
Does she do eyelashes? I don't know.
Oh, so I was thinking about hair. Sorry.
I mean, her hair always because let's be real, all of their hair looks raggedy at some point. Jesse's never looks Jesse's never shown up on screen with raggedy hair.
Jess, you see your tracks. Layla, you see your tracks. Everybody. Jen.
It's Layla. She always looks so, and I feel so bad, but like that's all that's around her. So
yeah, she doesn't know anything different.
Yeah, I saw she actually posted a TikTok recently that was like, guys, I want to do braids, but one, my natural hair has to like grow out more and heal, like my scalp or something. And then she's like, and then she was like, my sister who's 27, which I was like, your older sister who's 27. I was like, wow. She was like, my older sister, she just got braids in, and that took her 27 years. And I was like, okay, well. Layla, we're waiting, so we'll see.
I think
we'll see.
I don't know that much. I feel like a good wig for Layla would be a good.
Yeah,
because then we're not worried about the extensions. We're not worried about, you know. I mean,
it just looks choppy. So like, she needs just one piece of a wig. Well, exactly, exactly.
It's literally like my hair when I was blonde. Like it's non-existent. It's bad.
She just needs a wig.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, Layla, I know.
Her.
Take it from your older sister.
Yeah, you're
You're
grandma. Honestly, at this point, you're elder.
Our kids are the same age, but don't worry about it.
No, literally.
Oh my gosh.
Elder.
So
yeah,
funny.
I wish the best for her though.
Me too. I mean, they'll keep her around for sure. So
Yeah.
She
we
has
need
to be
someone
around.
kind of normal there,
Certain
you know,
pot, yeah.
because they do get some good reactions out of her when they were doing that
Yeah,
like
she was.
chant
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not that Mormon.
Yeah, so that was good.
Oh my gosh, I forgot when they were sitting around the table and like
Yeah.
saying the like not the Lord's Prayer, but like it was
Young
like the
women's.
women's something.
Yeah. Young women something.
That was so funny.
I don't know who and they were like, it does sound like a cult when you're saying it just like this. It's like, yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
there's a reason for
Because we
that.
all were like, oh, if you say it like by yourself, but then when you're like with other people, you're like, and lead us not into temptation. And you're like, hello? Like, why are we all saying it monotoned like that? One thing I do need to point out is the way they glossed over Michaela's like health journey, Macy's book trauma or like book and her like trauma with Eric, and then Jesse's surgery. Like they were like, okay, like she's getting thyroid surgery or something. Bye. And you're like, and now she just has like a scar there, and we're like, wait. So
Well,
she
let's
actually
have 3
had it.
episodes about Zach.
Exactly.
That's the tea.
Yeah.
Zach and Dakota mixed. I was like, you guys are so fake for that. Like
Yeah.
those girls they're
Actually,
trying to like show women their journey, show other women that they're not alone, empower other women. And you're like, no, mate.
Macy stood out the most to me. I think it's because it was literally in the last 5 minutes of the last
Yes.
episode. And I'm like,
It was
wait,
like right before. It was right before the Momtok meeting and then the cliffhanger.
right.
And I was like,
because at least like Jessie had mentioned a couple episodes prior that she was like someone had reached out to her about the show. So like it was kind of happening. Like it wasn't enough for sure, but like it was kind of
mention
happening.
it, but yeah.
Michaela had her moments in therapy, but then with Macy, I'm like, wait, like you're just gonna give her 5 minutes?
Yeah,
for this?
I checked the episode when it was on. I was like, like 3 minutes of the episode.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's going on?
That's what I was saying. I'm like, are we not
so
getting
crazy.
something drama? I mean, we were, but like it was still it was just in a weird spot, I think.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Y'all could have cut that anywhere else.
Literally.
Any last thoughts? Can't wait for second part of the season. It's crazy that all of that only happened in a span of 3 months.
Yeah.
It's really wild.
Hulu, please implement a 2x option. That would be amazing. For not just this, but you know,
love watching it happen in real time. Team Taylor. So
that's
that's really it.
So there we go. And that's the future of Mom Talk. No, I'm kidding. That was
I need to like pick another name. That's the thing. Because I get the business aspect, I do, but we need something else here.
Yeah. Say like my friend group when you're talking about the friend group, and then Mom Talk when you're talking about business.
Our work friend.
Yeah. Anyway, Loves and Icks.
Yes. You know what time
Didn't even have time to prep ya.
You know what time it is. Okay. Hold on. Let me check my TikTok really quick.
Oh my god.
No, my likes. Oh my gosh. I'm so sick to my stomach that I can't find it. It's gonna keep me up at night. Okay, now I'm literally just like in the middle of nowhere.
You're on fucking TikTok.
My likes.
She's like.
Adding actively while we're waiting.
Oh my gosh. My love for this week, I don't know if you guys have seen the discourse of the prisoners in Louisiana.
Yeah.
The prisoners in Louisiana that escaped. So at first it was all fun and games. It was silly, goofy, like people are placing bets, doing parlays, like who's going to be the last man standing. You got someone that gets caught on the bus stop taking a nap. You get someone that's on Instagram Live. Someone's at their fucking family member's house, you know, whatever. People started looking up what the men were in jail.
Yeah.
And it really ruined it really quickly. Yeah, we're talking about some very heinous crimes here. So I'm hoping they all get caught.
I thought they were like not like for 25 to lifers. I thought that was like the gag of it all. So I was like, already I'm like
2 months left.
Ooh,
That's crazy. One of that 2 months left. the way that they signed the exit, like it was a yearbook before they escaped, of like someone wrote too easy, T-O,
Yeah.
too easy, and then they got caught. Yeah, no, that was wild. So my love was at the beginning of the week when it was all funny, and then
When we were hee hee ha ha.
yeah, when it was a good time, and then it slowly transitioned into something more sinister. My ick for this week is the fact that I have to pay a registration fee for Phoenix's summer camp, which is just the same daycare, the same things going on, except it just happens to be due to summer months. So I have to pay a registration fee for the place that he's already been registered at, and tuition is higher in the summer. So
That's crazy.
that's a scam, complete scam. And I'm not very happy about that at all.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they're like, we can charge more because more people are going to want to be here for
Yeah.
the summer, but
Yeah.
it's still not right.
No, because he's
Yeah.
been there. So
Right.
like, what are you registering?
For the other
The
kids,
registration fee,
Sure.
that's
Well,
crazy.
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah, registering for summer camp. And I'm like, well, I hope to God you guys are doing camp activities, because
You know,
Better do something new,
I know.
something fresh.
this money better be going to something.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my big ick for the week for sure. Also, my other big ick, Joe Jonas dropped a music video and had the audacity to be kissing all up on some woman in here, and then expects people to watch it. I'm not watching that trash. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
That's valid.
That's
And you know, you're
your
right for that
audience.
actually, because think about their whole careers.
That's what I'm saying.
Even when you had your wives in the video, you're not making out with them.
No.
when Joe was doing DNCE when he was in a slut era, like, yeah, but like it was like the women were all over him, whatever. This is like a whole video of you guys like in a relationship. I had to sit through the Sophie era. Why do I want to sit? No. No.
Yeah.
And then he wants to post
Valid.
pictures with the girl, and then
I saw that and I was like, I scrolled past it too quickly and I was like, wait a second. And went back and I was like, oh, okay, like
Sick.
promo, but
yeah, I'm sick.
that's crazy. Sure, I'll go.
Your list is, can I guess?
So one, I got Baekhyun tickets. He is
What row, babes? Tell us what row.
I'll tell you what row. Floor seat, section D, row 9, seat 1. So I'm in the aisle. So I'm like right in the middle, and I'll have a perfect view. So like you guys saw my Taemin like videos of like when I was on the floor seeing Taemin. I'll be slightly closer at the Kia Forum, same section.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I'm gagged about that because like no EXO members like tour in the US or like full tours. Like they did just come to SM Town, not him, but they did just come to SM Town and do like one song each. So I got to see that. But then now I have a full tour of like he's one of my favorite vocalists in K-pop, so I'm ready. He's like our little R&B king. And then my love, Tottenham won a trophy, everybody.
I did.
We are 17th in the league out of 20, but did we beat
Crazy work.
but did we win the Europa League? Yes, we did.
How about winning the right ones? You know?
Exactly. And now we will not only be in the Premier League, we'll be in the Champions League, which is like the best of the best teams from all of Europe next year. And so we'll see how that goes. We'll see the vibes. But I'm so happy. Like my entire TikTok, Instagram, Twitter feed, like everything has just been like happy moments from them. And like love of my life, Sunny, finally got a trophy after 10 years at this damn club. And him like being so happy, kissing the trophy. I was like, why not me? But like, it's fine. But it's just like heartwarming to see. And then like all the guys being like, we won this for Sunny, we won this for our captain. Like it's just so cute and precious. And I literally was crying yesterday. What day is it? Thursday. I was crying yesterday. I FaceTimed Cammie and my sister Jay, and we were crying on FaceTime together after watching this game.
As soon as you posted, I was like, this is gonna be on the list tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like
it was gonna be my only thing, and then I got Baekhyun tickets, and I said, okay, I'll put that as well. But I
Yeah.
was like, I have not been doing anything else this week besides watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, stressing about this Tottenham game, and reading. So we move on.
Yeah. Did you have any icks or was it just two loves?
No, I just had two loves. I had no icks
Amazing.
this week.
I'm on the fence because I was just going to do a love, but then you reminded me that I read a book this week that I don't necessarily love, but I'll leave it off the icks. We're not going to take it that far. We're not going to take it that far. My love this week, and I'm sorry you're going to have to hear about this again, Erin. I had an itch to reread People We Meet on Vacation.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you did.
it was really bad for me in the way that I wanted it to be. So the first time I read this book, I cried through the whole thing. Like it was concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, am I okay? And then, so when I was rereading it, I was like, maybe I was just not in an amazing place at that point. You know what I mean? Like maybe it was me. No, it was not me. It's
no.
Because
I got a picture of Katie sobbing. I was like,
way I had to take a break from work because I was reading during work, but like I had to take a break because I was crying so much that I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And it's like the book's not even that whatever. Something about the prose hits in a way that is concerning.
Miss Emily Henry, like she's
the other thing, and I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm gonna because now I'm talking and I can't stop myself. So like a few episodes ago when I was talking about Regé John Page or whatever, and I was like, in 5 years when you guys love him again, blah, blah, blah. That's me with People We Meet on Vacation. When this movie comes out in September, because there's no release date, but I know it's going to be September. When it comes out, I do not want to see all these girls on Book Talk who rate it fucking last out of all of Emily books,
which is
telling me
shocking.
that they think it's their favorite Emily Henry book. Do not come back around in 6 months and tell me that you love this book because I know
it's crazy.
And it's going to piss me off.
I need you to start saving like TikToks of people who are like, People We Meet on Vacation 5, Happy Place 1. Like, you're like, what are we talking about?
I keep getting them and it's slanderous. And I'm like, in 6 months, when this movie comes out and you guys like it, and you're all of a sudden, I always like People We Meet on Vacation.
Because you see the vision of Emily Badar and Tom Blythe. Like, you see that vision.
Probably not that good. Like, it hits me the right way.
I thought it was really good. Like, I really enjoyed it. I wasn't crying over it, but I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I'm like really writing hard for it right now.
I think I have it right here. It's like my second favorite.
I literally own 3 different copies of it. Like,
yeah, you do.
I bought the special edition after.
Yeah, you did. You said, should I buy it? I said, buy it, buy it, buy it.
Well, and I didn't when you and Savannah told me to, but then I finished it the other day and I was like, fuck it. What's another copy?
Fuck it, we all,
Fuck it. And I can't stop thinking about it. Like, I finished it and then I read another book and I'm like, I shouldn't have read them back to back, but whatever. It wasn't as good. It wasn't as good separately from People We Meet on Vacation, but it was even worse because of it. But whatever. In 6 months, I will have TikTok saved.
We're watching.
I will be calling people out because I just know, and it's gonna piss me off.
You to like. You actually do need to save these videos and then be like,
like rage bait for me.
What did you say?
I watch them in full because I'm like, fuck you.
I have to see where they rate Happy Place and where they rate
most of them are 2 or 1.
Book Lover. Yeah.
Most of those are 2 and 1, and I'm like, look, if you truly think Beach Read is better than People Who Meet on Vacation, you cannot be redeemed. So
yeah.
And when this movie comes out, don't pretend. Do not pretend.
Fake fans.
Don't block the lines. Like, we need to be
yeah.
It's on Netflix. Like,
don't clog up
the server. Yeah.
Just because Tom Blythe's there does not mean it's for you.
Exactly. That's what
Emily Bader.
It'll get people. I know, but I feel like people don't have as much of a like love like we do for Emily Bader. But like Tom Blythe, people are like.
When I texted you, I was
foaming out
watching My Lady Jane. It was because of it's because of People We Meet. I was like, I need to see on my screen. So
I've been thinking about watching My Lady Jane, but then I get so mad that Amazon canceled it.
Yeah. She's just so like. She's so poppy, and I can't wait.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my love, and it really. When I was thinking about it, I was like, Katie, don't go there. And then, you know,
go
we
there.
get to talking on this podcast.
Go there. Oh my
Katie, go
God.
there.
You know, I'll have receipts for both when Red J gets big again and the girls love her,
Exactly.
pretend they didn't, and when this movie goes live, like I'll be there.
Okay.
I'm ready.
What a week, everyone.
What a week.
Honestly, what a week.
Episodes down 11 if you count this one. Thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah.
You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts, and we'll be back next week with some good stuff. So tune in next week and see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.